area are going to connect to it, and it's going to be capable of intercepting communications. Everything you're doing on your phone, text messages, phone call, but also the website you visit are going to be intercepted. Up to 200 or 300 mobile phones can be connected to it simultaneously. The specific model is also capable of interfering with the communications. So you're going to be able to change the content of a text message. You could be spoofing the identity of someone.
Israeli technology can now be used to monitor and quell further protest.
It is a tool of mass surveillance. The sort of use we've seen is to kind of identify groups of people and to determine the networks that exist. So you know there's one person who's going to be there. You're going to the place, whether it's a protest again or a gathering, and you're looking at everybody who's in the area, and so you can keep investigating and having more people under surveillance at the same time.
The technology is very aggressive and intrusive. You don't want the public to know that you're using that equipment.
The final contract contains the condition that the supplier and the Bangladesh military sign a non-disclosure agreement. It also hides its origin. Instead, it states, made in Hungary.
Knowledge is power. So if you know what people are saying, where they're going to meet up, what they're planning to do, you can know a lot of things. And then you have the power to act.
Haris claims he can use Bangladesh's security services to monitor the phones of rivals. He says a paramilitary unit called the Rapid Action Battalion tracked a phone for him. The head of RAB at the time is Benazir Ahmed, here with Haris's brother Joseph after his release from prison. Haris says he's used RAB to track a phone and make an arrest. Salim Prodhan was convicted of gambling offences and jailed for 6 months.
Mobile tracking
In April 2020, Benazir Ahmed moves from RAB to become the most powerful policeman in Bangladesh.
ওরা কাজ করে আমরা গুন্ডা আছে পুলিশ আছে পুলিশই তো আমরা গুন্ডা গুন্ডা লাগে না তো গুন্ডা হন পুলিশ যার পুলিশ লাইন আছে যার প্রশাসন আছে হেই হন গুন্ডা
Haris prefers not to attract attention by directly involving his brother.
আমি কি করতে আর খামাচ্ছা খাকি পোশাকের মধ্যে ঢুকে বসে থাকবো হিসাবটা বুঝছেন সে অমুক আছে তমুক আছে আইজি আছে এবং কামগুলো তো দরকার হয় না
He says he's involved in a network of corruption, placing policemen in jobs that earn bribes and paying a cut to their superiors.
এয়ারপোর্ট থানার ওসি মিনিমাম 10 কোটি টাকা 5 কোটি টাকা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ট্রান্সফারের টাকাটা খায় হোম মিনিস্টার আইজি পুলিশ কমিশনার মনে করেন 5 কোটি টাকা কন্ট্রাক্ট করলে হয়তো 3 কোটি টাকা দিয়ে 2 কোটি টাকা আমরা এটি কখন যায় বুঝছেন এই হলো কাহিনী
In Mohammadpur, the district where the Ahmed clan grew up, there's further evidence the brothers are using the Rapid Action Battalion to serve their own ends. A local politician, Mizan Rahman, is arrested. Although he's in Sheikh Hasina's party, the Awami League, he's also the brother of Mustafa Rahman, the man murdered by Haris, Joseph and Anis.
I heard the bullet. It's really very shocking news for us. And I didn't know why.
Mahdi was a boy when his uncle was murdered.
It's a very terrible moment. It's a brutal murder.
He now lives abroad. He says General Aziz is using Rab to punish his family. It was his uncle's testimony that sent Joseph to prison, and Haris and Anis on the run.
Most of the people who is involving in Rab, like Lieutenant Colonel or Colonel, they're really close to General Aziz. If General Aziz said, yeah, okay, do it, so that they can do it, because they had the command of General Aziz.
People in Bangladesh are scared to death of Rab. If Rab is after them, they will run away. And we've seen many cases of human rights activists, women's rights activists, even internal critics inside the Awami League who have fled the country because they heard Rab was going to come knocking at their door.
He has the power of Bangladesh Army. He has the power of his brothers, because they are gangsters. They are mafia.
In a nearby ward in Mohammadpur, a young member of the Ahmed clan is running for election. Asif Ahmed is the nephew of General Aziz and son of Anis, who lives in Kuala Lumpur. In January 2020, Asif launches his political career. He wins on an anti-corruption platform.
এবং দুর্নীতিটা আশা করি অনেক কমে আসবে। আমাদের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী দুর্নীতির বিরুদ্ধে যেভাবে অভিযান চালাচ্ছে সেটার ভয়ে অনেকে হয়তো ইনশাআল্লাহ সামনে দুর্নীতি করার সাহস রাখবেন না। আমি তাকে অনেক ধন্যবাদ জানাই এরকম শক্ত একটা পদক্ষেপ করার জন্য। নিজের দলের লোকজনকে সে ছাড় দেয়নি এই দুর্নীতি বিরুদ্ধে অভিযান করার জন্য। ধন্যবাদ।
At the grounds of the Army's national headquarters in Dhaka, a high society wedding. The groom, dressed in gold, is General Aziz Ahmed's eldest son.
I didn't expect him to be dancing quite like that. Well, that's Aziz. That is Haris. Haris is absconding for murder, and here he is at a big society wedding with the Chief of Army Staff there.
As well as Haris, Anis is visiting from Malaysia.
This is jaw-dropping stuff. Like, these are gangsters wanted by Bangladesh police officially, and they're attending a wedding, and the army chief is right there. They're partying, really.
The country's senior military officers, political elite, and foreign dignitaries are in attendance. And the youngest of the brothers, Joseph, convicted of murder but pardoned, is also here.
Oh, wow, that's Bangladesh's president.
The pardon came from the president, Mohammed Abdul Hamid.
The president of Bangladesh is at a wedding with these two absconding criminals and who should be arrested.
Anis's son is also celebrating. He's the emerging politician campaigning on an anti-corruption ticket.
The next generation is properly in place. If the same regime continues, we can see that the second generation of these people would take place and turn Bangladesh into an absolute mafia state. I feel that I have been relieved of a great responsibility that I had to share the truth, to expose these culprits to the world. And of course, I am fearful. I feel afraid. I am feeling scared that they will come after me.
A secret at the heart of the government of Bangladesh. The Ahmed clan, a crime family at the center of power.
We are not talking about some small-time thief here or small-time robber here. We're talking about organized crime syndicate.
The clan includes 3 convicted killers, at least one who protected the Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina.
He was personal bodyguard. He had direct contact with Hasina.
Our investigation reveals how the head of the Bangladesh army keeps his fugitive brothers safe and helps them get rich.
This is his brother, actually. His elder brother is running the country.
He has the power of Bangladesh army. He has the power of his brothers because they are gangsters. They are mafia.
The army chief helps the Prime Minister pursue absolute power.
Sheikh Hasina has been very, very upfront and transparent about her goal of destroying the opposition.
The Muslim-majority nation secretly buys spyware from Israel, a country it officially doesn't recognize.
I could never say the Bangladesh army is my customer because you cannot do that.
It's spyware that can track political enemies.
It is highly intrusive and it is indiscriminate. It can hardly ever be compliant with human rights.
A Dhaka crime family says it has the tools of the state at its disposal. An international conference on disaster management is taking place in Singapore. Among those attending, the head of the Bangladesh military. Aziz Ahmed is a 4-star general. His title, Chief of Army Staff.
I always look at General Aziz and I see one of the most ambitious military officers I have ever seen in Bangladesh.
Al Jazeera's I Unit tracks the general's movements. When his official duties are over, he flies to Kuala Lumpur, the Malaysian capital. On the plane, he sends a text message to a contact called Hassan, Hungary. Waiting at the airport are 2 men, identified from police files. They are Aziz's brothers. One is the man Aziz referred to in his text, Hassan, Hungary. His real name, Haris Ahmed. He fled a murder conviction and now lives under a false identity. He calls himself Mohammed Hassan. Also waiting is the youngest of the Ahmed clan, Joseph. He served more than 20 years in jail for the same killing. There appears to be a last-minute change of plan. Instead of meeting his brothers in public, the general exits using a diplomatic channel. The brothers leave the airport in separate cars. They regroup at a gated house in downtown Kuala Lumpur. Diplomatic cars from the Bangladesh High Commission are parked outside. Our surveillance team watches the property. The following day, the general returns with his younger brother, Joseph. Then another man emerges from behind the gates. General Aziz has led us to the oldest of the Ahmed clan, Anis. Anis Ahmed has been on the run since his conviction for the same murder as his brothers. He's built a prosperous life in his new homeland. Property records identify two owners of the house where the clan is staying, Anis Ahmed and Mohammed Hassan.
That's Haris, the brother of Aziz. And this man is Anis Ahmed, the other brother. He's also absconding. Interestingly, he hasn't changed his name.
The Ahmed clan sets off escorted by diplomatic cars. They head to the Bangladesh High Commission for the evening. At one time, they were a backstreet gang. Now, they are expanding their power in Bangladesh and increasing their wealth abroad. Aziz, the general. Anis, the fugitive we found in Malaysia. Joseph, jailed for 2 decades. And Haris, a killer on the run. The investigation moves to Hungary. For the past 5 years, Haris Ahmed has lived a double life in the Hungarian capital.
Haris is a very cold-blooded criminal. He is someone who would harm you if he doesn't like you. I got to understand that this person is not a very normal person. He is kind of a psychopath.
A former business associate speaks to us.
So it all started back in 2014, December. I received a phone call from an acquaintance of mine that General Aziz Ahmed is visiting Hungary. He requested me if I can accompany him during his visit because there is no Bangladesh embassy here in Hungary.
Sami took him sightseeing. The general had a proposal.
He asked me that if I can assist him to set up a business for his brother who is living in India at that moment. I said, sure, if he wants to establish his business, I can assist him. After leaving from Budapest, I received a mail from General Aziz where he asked what are the things involved to establish the business. I replied him what are with the detailed requirements of paperwork. Nothing of it raised any alarm to me. I have seen on all documents that his name is Mohammed Hassan, and I was not that curious to check or go through his documents. And as it comes from someone like General Aziz, there is no point that I would doubt any authenticity of his documents.
We've obtained the fake documents used to build up Haris Ahmed's new identity. It includes a passport. It's signed by Kulsum, an official from the Department of Immigration and Passports. She was later charged as part of a criminal network involved in passport fraud.
In order to get a fake passport, you need to get a fake national identity card. And in order to get a fake national identity card, you need to falsify a number of different documents, which could include a fake birth certificate, an education certificate, a marriage certificate, And in getting all of these documents within Bangladesh, he's committing a host of different criminal offences within the country. And then, of course, he then used that to get a passport, and that passport is a fake passport under a false name. And in flying under that passport, he would have committed offences in all of the countries that he travelled to.
The documents were sent from General Aziz's office. At the time, Aziz was head of the Border Guards Bangladesh, or BGB.
Oh, this is really interesting. The witnesses on this document are Major Sujal Haq and Brigadier General Abul Hasnat. They're both in BGB, and they were both in BGB at the time when General Aziz was the head of BGB. So presumably, Aziz has managed to get these men to sign a document which is a forgery.
Another BGB officer, Major Sami Rashid, sent this email with Aziz copied. It certifies a bank account